What's up, it's Marco back here on the Sage of Soccer channel. Today I'm going to be doing my Match Week 13 preview of the Premier League. We got a couple interesting games, including the top of the league clash between Liverpool and Tottenham that I'm going to get into first. After that, it's going to be all in chronological order by which game is going to happen. If you want to get straight to a game that you want to see, timestamps are in the description. But for now, let's just get into this Liverpool-Tottenham game. Starting things off with Liverpool, it's a tough matchup for them. I think that if they want to win this game, you got to have some individual brilliance by some of their players. You got guys like Mo Salah, who's one of the best players in the league right now, maybe one of the best Premier League players ever. He's going to have a great game. He's going to have a good individual performance, making his own goals, getting in behind the defense. Him and Mane as well. I think Mane's been having a bit of a slower year, but this is the type of performance where if you step up in this game, it's going to change your year. I think that could be a performance that they need. Maybe you'd have Henderson with a great game, Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, even Firmino. Just one of them has step up, have an individual brilliant game. Next key for them is winning this midfield. This is a midfield that is a little bit depleted, obviously due to the Thiago injury, and not everybody's fully fit. I think Milner's out, but they had a pretty poor game not even last week, a couple days ago against Fulham, where honestly I don't think the midfield got as much hold of the game as they would have liked to. This is a Tottenham midfield that's been dominant lately. Really have to have this midfield step up. Henderson, he's been great this year. Wijnaldum, we know what he can do, and Curtis Jones has been one of the best prospects in the league this year. All of them, they're going to have to step up and have a great game. Last key for them is just be prepared for the duo, and I think you know which two I'm talking about. You gotta be prepared for them. I think Alexander-Arnold's going to have to be going up against Son, and that's a tough matchup for him. You're going to have Harry Kane dropping into the midfield. Henderson and Wijnaldum are going to have to be prepared. You're going to have Fabinho and Matip. Their communication's going to have to be on point to deal with him. Those are the things that Liverpool really have to do if they want to win. Going into Tottenham, I think something that they could do is take advantage of individual matchups. As I mentioned, Trent Alexander-Arnold's going to be up against Son. I think Son's got more pace. He can definitely take him on the dribble. And he's just Son offensively against Trent Alexander-Arnold defensively. Son's got that matchup won. If he can take advantage of that matchup, create a goal or a cross from that situation, that could be key. And Harry Kane dropping into the midfield. There's a Liverpool team that's playing a lot of people out of position. If you have Henderson or Wijnaldum at the defensive midfield at sixth position, I think that's out of position for them. Fabinho, he's not a center back by nature, though. Maybe him knowing that sixth position as well as center back, maybe that'll help him deal with Kane a bit better because he kind of plays a hybrid of a 9 and a 10 right now. So maybe that could be something. But they're going to have players out of position, and I think Harry Kane can take advantage of that. If they can take advantage of these matchups, I think that can be huge for Tottenham in this game. Next, as I mentioned in the Liverpool part, the midfield's going to be huge. You got Højbjerg, who's been amazing this year, great defensively, keeping the ball going. Sissoko's been winning the ball back like crazy, and Ndombele's been doing great in, I guess what they call the Oscar role for a Mourinho team. So they have to keep up their form, keep the ball, win the ball back, deal with the press that Liverpool's going to be playing with. If they can do that, that's huge for them. Lastly, the defense has to be prepared. We know how good this team can be. Salah, Mane, Firmino, both of the fullbacks. You're going to have to be defending as a team for this game. And just be prepared. Dyer's going to have to keep performing well. Alderweireld's going to have to keep performing well. They're going to have to be very prepared for this game. So who do I think wins this? I think that Tottenham are going to come away with the win. Liverpool, they're showing a bit of tiredness from their huge fixture list, even though it was Tottenham who were really complaining about it going into the year. But I think that Mourinho's going to have this team set up very well. I trust the form that Tottenham's been on, even though they're both coming in off of draws. But I feel like Tottenham have the better chance of winning this game. Next, we got the early Tuesday games. She's not used to this, but this is the December period where you have Chelsea against Wolves. So for Chelsea, key to the game, dominate the midfield. I haven't been liking the look of Wolves' midfield this much this year. And they're also going to be missing João Moutinho. So you're going to have Neves and Dendoncker, probably Ponens at the 10. I think that Chelsea have the ability to really get the better of that. If you have Conte and Kovacic, maybe Ziyech will be back, I'm not too sure. But I think that they have the talent to dominate the midfield and come away more with the possession. Next, I think that the fullbacks are going to be another huge part. We know how good the Wolves wide men are with Traore and Neto. They're going to be coming inside. If Reece James and Ben Chilwell can stop them, really cut off that point of attack, it's going to be tough for Wolves to find a goal. And lastly, for Chelsea, they're going to have to find a finish because they have not been scoring well. Their attack hasn't been great. Maybe I think a Pulisic coming into the game would be huge for them if Ziyech, as I mentioned before, can come back. And I think this could be a good game for Werner with because Wolves defenders are really nice in the air. It's going to be tough for Giroud or Abraham to come away with a goal. So I think that this could be a game where Timo Werner could really break out for Chelsea. So hoping to see that happen. So for Wolves, midfield has to hold out. They're without João Moutinho, Ruben Neves, and Dendoncker. They're going to have to be huge today. If they can really get the better of this Chelsea midfield, get more of the possession, make some chances, that'll help them. Next, great chance from out wide. This isn't just Traore, but Neto. He's been really good for them, and I have liked Marcellus here, but their right side has been so much weaker after selling Matt Doherty. You're going to have Nelson Semedo step up and have a huge game. Give Traore that support, and Traore's going to have to go out and bench Chilwell. Traore's definitely got the pace to beat him. I don't think they'll really have too many guys helping out defensively on that left-hand side. You should just have Conte there, so hoping that he can have a good game. If he can, that'll be big for them. Their defense is going to have to hold out. This Chelsea team, they're going to get some chances. Connor Cody and whoever's partnering him. Semedo can't make any mistakes, and Marcel's been pretty solid. They're going to have to hold out, all have a good game, and stop the Chelsea team from scoring. Overall, I think Chelsea are able to win this game. I think they've got the better team right now, also in better form. Last week, I think, was a bit weird for them, but yeah, I think they're going to come with the win. Man City against West Brom. Come on, Man City 4-0. Do I have to explain it? Next, Arsenal against Southampton. Sorry, West Brom fans, but Arsenal against Southampton. I think for Arsenal, I'm not even concerned about the result. I just want them to find a team that just can play well, pick a formation, find the right players that want to play for the badge, and if they just throw out a bunch of youngsters and they lose 2 or 3-0, I wouldn't even be mad. Honestly, I think that the main thing, maybe they just find a goal. I'm not even sure. This Arsenal team is depressing to watch. I just want them to see them play with a little bit of passion, For Southampton, they can really press this team. Their press has been doing well for them lately. Shea Adams, Walcott, Armstrong all get out that defense, try to force some mistakes. I think getting in behind the defense is definitely a possibility. Don't really trust them too much, especially with Bayern's kind of lost a bit of his pace. If he even plays, Maitland-Niles could be coming in. It's a tough Arsenal team to predict, but I think that they have the ability to get behind the defense. Shea Adams is definitely there, and winning the midfield is going to be key for them. I think that Ward-Prowse and Romeo can really get the better of Ceballos or Xhaka and El Neni, whoever they throw in there, which, again, you can't even predict, but win the midfield, get a lot of possession, make chances from that. I think that can really help Southampton, and it's Southampton against Arsenal, but it's the 4th place team in Southampton against, 15th in Arsenal? I have to predict Southampton to come away with the win. This isn't even an upset pick, if you ask me. Next, we have Leicester against Everton, and it's a really interesting game, a pretty good matchup. I think for Leicester, the main thing I'm looking at is how are they going to play? Are they going to play with the ball like they did last week against Brighton, or look to counter? I'm not even sure which is the right decision, but either way, I think they can really stick to a style, just decide how they want to play and play it. Then obviously looking for Vardy in behind, because that's how they've been playing. You have Tielemans and Madison who can look to feed through a pass to him. And I want their defense to step up. It's going to be interesting dealing with Calvert-Lewin. I don't think they've dealt with fouls in the box very well this year. I'm kind of interested. We'll see Wes Morgan start. He's basically the guy they bring on to deal with balls in the box late in the game. And if they're going to be putting in a lot of crosses into Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I wonder if Wes Morgan would be a starter for them. And probably not, but just a thought I wanted to have. For Everton, key, as I say every week, feed Dominic Calvert-Lewin, give him chances, make sure you can get him the ball. He's their best player. Then stop the counterattacks. You're going to have Allen and Decore. They're going to have to be working their butts off. I hate being PG, but I feel like I should be. But you're going to make sure they can't let Tielemans get that space, can't let Madison get any space. Make sure they work hard to stop the counter. And I'm feeling that one player is going to have a big game for them. I feel like Richarlison's going to have to step up this game. I feel like he's been playing well, but hasn't really come away with any like goals or chances created. So I feel like Richarlison's going to have a really nice game for them. He's getting behind the defense. He's got a lot of athleticism, dribble at guys, even finish. That's all things that he can do, has the ability to do, but not sure if he will. This is one game that I'm predicting to end in a draw. I don't see a real advantage to either side. Leicester might be coming in on some pretty good form, but I feel like this is a pretty even matchup. Next, we've got Leeds against Newcastle. Leeds not coming in the best form, but Newcastle not even coming in with players, so kind of evens out. For Leeds, I feel like the key, keep playing as they do, dominate the ball, just impose your will on the other team. If they keep doing that, the results, I think, will come. I think they're a talented team, great setup. Hopefully they'll be able to play through all the fatigue that they've got to be having with the fixture congestion and how they play. But I think just stay how they're going to play. Don't change it up now. Next, convert your chances. I mean, this is something I say, I feel like, every week, but Patrick Bamford, he's got to be able to score for them. They're going to have if a Klitsch gets a chance, he's going to have to put that away. If Rodrigo gets an opportunity, he's going to have to put it away. I'm not even sure if he scored for them this year. Just like he has an own goal or gave away a penalty. But I really want Rodrigo to have a decent game. And lastly, has been the issue for them, they're going to have to deal with balls into the box. And that's a huge issue that they've been having all year. They're going to have to figure that out. And if I knew how to figure that out, I'd be doing it with teams that I play on. But, man, that's a huge issue. Hopefully Bielsa's able to deal with that. For Newcastle, I really want their defense to be prepared for this game. Leeds are going to have a lot of chances. Make sure you stop Bamford from getting away. Be able to deal with the press. Even defense with the ball, that's going to be tough for them. Just be prepared. They should know what they're getting into, but just be ready for it. I think the counter is going to be key for them. Callum Wilson getting behind the defense, that's always an option. Dwight Gale, if he can step up again, that could be huge for them. Set pieces, again, another huge thing. But sending those big center backs forward, hopefully they'll be able to come away with something. And I think that the subs were going to have a big game. If Andy Carroll is available, with how Leeds have been defending balls into the box, that could be interesting. Dwight Gale coming on late against a Leeds team that's going to be really tired. Even a DeAndre Yedlin, he's still got his speed. Jacob Murphy. I remember this time. Fucking twins, man. But, yeah, they're going to have to... They can have a really good game for them. I think that Leeds are able to win. If this was a full-strength Newcastle and I knew which team Newcastle would put out there, it might be different, but there are just too many uncertainties with the virus-infected Newcastle team, so I got to pick Leeds. Next, we got relegation 6-pointer, maybe? Honestly, both teams have been doing well. I'm not even sure if you can call it that. Fulham against Brighton. So for Fulham, I think the keys for them is going to be the counter. They have a lot of athleticism up top. Lookman, Calviero, Loftus-Cheek with his strength. They definitely have the ability to counter, and this is a Brighton team that they have a lot of the ball, and that's definitely something that they are weak to. Next, I think their midfield work rate is going to be huge for them. Make sure you don't let guys like Lallana and Gross have a lot of the ball. Make sure you're always able to pressure them. Don't let them create a lot of chances for them. And lastly, a strong start is going to be key for them. Is a Fulham team that, I think I mentioned this before, but they can make a lot of mistakes early in the game. I always cite as Robertson dribbling right into the opponent, or Adebayo misplacing some passes early. So make sure you get off to a strong start, like you did against Liverpool, and the result should follow. Next for Brighton, I don't think that they should change up their style of play. I think if they can't do this against Fulham, they won't be able to do it against anybody except for West Brom and Sheffield. But just keep playing your style, impose your will, have possession. Just keep playing as you're playing. They are playing well. It's just the results aren't happening. They don't have a striker who can score. I mean, it's a little bit disappointing, but I don't think that's down to their style, and I don't think that changes even if they go to a more counterattacking system. Next, attacking out wide. Solly March and Tariq Lamptey getting up and down those flanks. That's going to be huge for them. They've been two great players this year. Just make sure you can get those balls into the box, attack from those wings. I think that's going to be huge for them. And lastly, just convert your chances. I mean, Welbeck, Umpai, they got to score. And if they can't, Brighton are in trouble. I'm predicting a draw for this game. Both Fulham is coming in off a really good game against Liverpool, but I really like this Brighton team, and I think that they can maybe get a point out of this one. It's a tough game to predict, but I feel like if Brighton can't do anything here, it's going to be bad for them, and I feel like Brighton can't do stuff this year, Next, we got West Ham against Crystal Palace, and for West Ham, main key for this game, stifle Wilfried Zaha. If you stifle Wilfried Zaha, it's going to be tough for Crystal Palace to score. Just make sure you have a man on him. Don't let him just frustrate him. It's going to be in West Ham if fans can get riled up and maybe get him a card or something. That could be huge for them. Next, I really want to see Declan Rice and Thomas Suchek, but Declan Rice has been key for them, so I'm just singling him out. But huge game. Play well in the midfield. Stop counterattacks. Keep possession going. Find through balls. Keep playing as well as he has. And lastly, I think the substitutes could be key. Roy Hodgson, he's kind of known for not making too many subs late into games. And I think they have Lanzini available on the bench. And look up Lanzini's goal-scoring record against Crystal Palace. It is crazy. I don't think he's going to start, but if he comes on, I'd be a little bit worried as a Palace fan. Next, for Crystal Palace, just create some chances for the team. You're going to have Zaha's probably going to be marked a lot. You're going to have guys like Eze. If a Townsend starts or comes on, Schlupp. Hopefully Riedewald will start for them, but they're going to have to create some chances, even if Zaha's not being marked. Next one, when they make those chances, strikers got to be able to convert. If you have a Benteke or Batshuayi or Ayew, if they get a shot in front of goal, they have to make that if they want to get any points from this game, because they have not been converting that much this year. Strikers have been poor for them. Zaha's been their only goal scorer, really, and that's going to be key for them. And lastly, defense is going to have a good game. No lapses from Patrick Van Aanholt. No mistakes from Scott Dan is in there, Kouyaté, Cahill. You're going to have a tight game. Make sure you can play well. Overall, I predict West Ham to win. As I mentioned, Lanzini's form. If I predict that goal, come back to this video. And, I really like West Ham's chances in this one. Next, we've got Aston Villa against Burnley. And for Aston Villa, Key, Grealish, going to have a nice game. This is a Burnley defense that's going to try to lock things down. He's got to be able to make some chances for them. Defense, just hold out early. Don't let Burnley get an early goal. If Burnley get an early goal, you're going to have a bad time. Sold out early. I think they have the ability to do that. Tyrone Mings can deal with the Chris Wood. Consta's been having a decent year. Target and Cash, they've been playing pretty well. So I think that they'll be able to do that. And beating Nick Pope in the box, you can't just put balls into the net, onto the goal. You're gonna have to place those shots. It's probably gonna have to be a nice goal to beat Nick Pope because he's on form right now and probably should be England's number one. So for Burnley, same thing every week. Defense has to hold out, find a goal, and I like to do a rule of three thing. I can't even think of one this week. Just defense, find a goal, whatever. Hope they go down. Picking Villa for the win. Last game of the week, we got United against United, Sheffield United against Manchester United. So for Sheffield United, I don't want to sound like a broken record because it's similar to Burnley, but their defense has to hold out. They've been allowing a lot of goals this year, and really in situations where they probably shouldn't, but they definitely have the ability to lock it down, and they have done it before. Offensively and going forward, there are two players I want to talk about, Oliver Burke and Sander Berge. First, Oliver Burke, he's probably the only guy I trust on Sheffield to really create a chance. He's definitely got the pace. He's got a really nice dribbling ability. If you can get him going at a Maguire or going at a Lindelof, I feel like that's probably their best shot at scoring a goal, aside from set pieces, which they haven't even been good at this year. So I think Oliver Burke will be key. And in the midfield, Sander Berge, I feel like he might see this game as a bit of a trial because I think that he's better than Fred and Matic and McTominay, and I really wanted him to show it this game. Just be able to get on the ball, don't give it away, because he does give it away sometimes. He has to turn up, be completely focused for this game. Be able to dribble at this defense. If you get a chance, take it. And Sander Berge if Sheffield won anything, I think Sander Berge is going to have a great game. Next for Manchester United, pretty simple. Break down the defense, get to Marcus Rashford, have him take on a man, have Bruno go with a crazy shot. I feel like Juan Mata could have a good game if he plays. I feel like if Juan Mata comes on or starts, I feel like They'll have a good game, probably be involved in the goal. I think keeping possession is going to be key. Sheffield don't really have much of a counterattack, so you don't really have to worry about keeping possession. But just don't give away a stupid pass. They have been better with that lately, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he's not the greatest in possession when pressed a lot. Pogba can make some mistakes. Just make sure you are really down with it on possession. And lastly, just be prepared for what they're going to throw at you. If that's an Oliver Berg, be prepared for the break. If McBurney's back from injury, just be prepared for balls in the box. I feel like they will be able to, and Manchester United, I think they're going to win, but being prepared for that is always key. As mentioned, Manchester United are going to come away with the win, and that's all my predictions for this week. It's going to be some fun games, and that's it. I'll see you.